The gentleman's side of Meech, right?
Yep.
The plane lands Friday night. It's like 12 midnight. Alex calls me. He's like, yo, Chris.
Big Meech's return to the streets wasn't exactly the grand comeback he envisioned. After years behind bars, a man with a reputation as large as his presence, Big Meech thought that upon walking out of prison, the world would once again open its doors to him. What he didn't anticipate, however, was the intricate web of betrayals, shifting allegiances, and industry politics that would unfold right before his eyes. As it turned out, the alliances he believed were rock solid were anything but, and the game he'd once dominated had evolved into something unrecognizable. When he walked out of prison, Big Meech expected to pick up where he left off, with the respect, the money, and the powerful connections he had worked so hard to build. In the world of business and entertainment, though, loyalty is as fleeting as a passing trend. What Meech couldn't have known was that one of the people he trusted most was about to make a stunning move that would leave him high and dry. It all started with Rick Ross. The man who had once been an opponent, an enemy in the game, suddenly became Meech's biggest ally. First, it seemed like a smart move. Rick Ross was playing the part of the supportive friend, offering to help Meech get back on his feet, painting himself as the guy who could revive the BMF empire. Meech, seeing a golden opportunity, began to distance himself from 50 Cent, believing that teaming up with Ross was the next big thing for his legacy. But Ross had other plans. While he was initially all smiles and support, the second thing started to go sideways. Ross showed his true colors. The promises he had made to Meech vanished like smoke in the wind. Ross had promised to help rebuild Meech's empire, but when the support didn't materialize in the way it was expected, he turned his back, running straight into the arms of the very man Meech had just walked away from, 50 Cent. And just like that, the betrayal was complete. This wasn't just any ordinary switch-up. It wasn't a simple business move, it was a calculated maneuver, a move that humiliated Big Meech in ways he never expected. Rick Ross had not only abandoned him but had also gone back to 50 Cent, a move that made Meech look weak, disloyal, and foolish. Ross didn't just leave Meech hanging. No, he went straight back into the arms of 50 Cent, the very man who had once been his rival. It was a slap in the face, and Meech felt it deep in his soul. For someone like him, who had built his entire persona on loyalty, this was a blow that cut to the core. Rick Ross, who had been whispering in his ear about cutting ties with 50, had completely flipped the script and done exactly what Meech feared the most. He had turned on him, abandoning him in favor of 50, the very person he had sworn to stay away from. But here's the catch. Was this a clever play by Ross, or did he see something in Meech that he could manipulate? Some say Ross was never genuinely interested in helping Meech. His goal wasn't to restore Meech's legacy, but to control it, to snatch the BMF brand away from him and get closer to 50 Cent in the process. Rick Ross wasn't trying to help Meech. He was simply trying to outplay him, making sure that when the dust settled, he would be the one standing next to 50, ready to make his move. As the drama unfolded, the industry watched in shock. Big Meech, once a feared name in the streets, found himself standing alone. His legacy, his brand, the empire he thought was untouchable, was crumbling right in front of him. The streets were talking, and they didn't have good things to say about a man who could so easily switch sides. Meech's situation was becoming a cautionary tale, a story about how quickly the industry can turn on you, how those who claim to have your back can betray you at the first sign of profit. The deeper he dug, the more Meech realized that the industry wasn't playing by the same rules he had once known. It wasn't about who you were or what you had done. It was about who was in the right place at the right time, and it seemed like Meech was just one more pawn in a game he no longer understood. Things weren't getting any better for him. The concert he had been working so hard on, his big comeback, was a disaster waiting to happen. It should have been a celebration, a moment to remind the world who Big Meech was. Instead, it turned into a public embarrassment. The concert, which was supposed to be a symbol of his return to the top, was cancelled just hours before it was supposed to start. The venue pulled the plug without warning, and just like that, the grand plans Meech had been building fell apart. The people who were supposed to be there to celebrate his success weren't showing up. The artists, the fans, the industry people. None of them were buying into the hype. And who was sitting back, watching it all unfold? 50 Cent. Of course, 50 wasn't going to let the opportunity pass without taking a shot. The moment the concert was cancelled, 50 jumped onto social media, posting the flyer for the event like it was an award he had just won. His caption: "It was as petty as it was perfect. I had nothing to do with this. Please stop calling my phone. I sincerely hope you have a nice day today. Happy Valentine's Day." It was classic 50 Cent. Always 2 steps ahead, always ready to rub salt in the wound. But he wasn't done. 50, ever the master of the petty game, went back to Instagram again, pretending to apologize for the situation. He posted, "If you bought an outfit and were ready to turn up, I apologize for whoever's responsible." It was like watching a villain in real time, enjoying every second of someone else's downfall. 50 wasn't just enjoying it, though. He was doing what he does best, watching his enemies destroy themselves, all while sitting back with a grin on his face. Then the real kicker came. A fan straight up accused 50 of orchestrating the entire disaster. And what did 50 do? He didn't deny it. In fact, he doubled down, reposting the accusation and adding, "I apologize for your trip to Miami, but they've been playing with me. So, let's build when y'all get back to the city." And just like that, the whole situation fell apart. The BMF brand, the concert, Meech's comeback. It was all over. 50 Cent had orchestrated his downfall without lifting a finger. Meech had walked right into a trap, and now he was paying the price. But it wasn't just the concert that was going wrong. Big Meech's son, Lil Meech, who had been trying to navigate the complicated waters of this family drama, was also caught in the middle. He tried to mend things with 50 Cent, hoping to salvage the situation. But 50 wasn't buying it. The family first talk didn't work with him, and the plans for season 4 of BMF were officially off the table. The loyalty he thought he had from Rick Ross was never real. Now, Meech is left to pick up the pieces of his broken empire while 50 Cent watches from the sidelines, enjoying every minute of the chaos he didn't even have to create.